At 58 years old, Earleen Tucker, a Jamaican immigrant to the United States, settled in Florida with her mother and siblings in pursuit of the American dream. Despite early struggles with schizophrenia, she managed to build a life, raise children, work, and enjoy the rewards of her efforts with the help of medication and counseling. However, the pandemic took a toll on her mental health, exacerbated by her estranged relationship with her mother, who moved in due to declining physical health. As Earleen's grip on reality weakened, she became increasingly disconnected from the world. Ultimately, her descent into madness culminated in a horrific act. She cut her mother's heart out, shattering any semblance of sanity she once possessed. Welcome back to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button for future uploads. In her upbringing, Earleen and her mother Lucille navigated a tumultuous relationship. Despite being a proud, melanated young girl, Earleen faced disdain from her mother for her black skin. Yet, she cherished her own skin and that of her mother's, a paradox echoing the silence surrounding internalized racism in the Jamaican community, where practices like skin brightening persist without discussion of their mental health repercussions. As the pandemic weighed heavily on Earleen's mental well-being, her mother's arrival for her to care for her seemed to exacerbate her fragile state. However, the unraveling that followed was unforeseeable. On March 6, neighbors alerted the police to a naked woman attempting to unlock cars, later identified as Earleen. Responders found Tucker rambling about free will as they attempted to persuade her indoors. Eventually, she consented to don a robe and accompanied officers inside, where they discovered a horrifying sight, an apparent human organ near the entrance. When questioned, Earleen's distress intensified, and further investigation revealed the lifeless body of Lucille Tucker, displaying signs of chest trauma. Earleen sat down on the couch and laughed nervously, before continuing to ramble. "It cannot end, it will not end. The saga will continue, people, until I am in a jail cell. I have to be in prison for my actions." A family member told police that Earleen Tucker was a healthcare worker and Lucille had moved in with her at the Hartsfield Way home because her health had been declining. The family member further revealed that about 30 to 40 years earlier, Tucker had been hospitalized for mental health issues and was hospitalized with similar issues a second time about 15 years ago. In an interview at police headquarters, detectives said Earleen mostly rambled, before saying that she could not speak with a white man, but would tell anything to a black person. A black detective then took over the interview. During the interview, Earleen told the detectives she had discovered through investigation that she was a white woman and she could not give up power and control to a black man. Earleen then spontaneously uttered, "I killed my mother." She continued to ramble about killing her mother, saying she was a sacrificial lamb, and that she was going to die in there with her. She allegedly confessed a second time later in the interview. "I murdered my mom in that house. She was mean to me but I didn't care. I loved her black color but she didn't love mine." After officers formally placed Tucker under arrest, they said she made a statement referencing cutting out her mother's heart to inspect it, then talked to herself, almost non-stop for hours. Authorities later confirmed that the organ found in the home was Lucille Tucker's heart.
Police have been investigating outside a home on Hartsfield Way for about 5 hours now. That scene still active. Our Stacey Inez joins us live from that scene. Stacey, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Julie and Jacob, as you mentioned, that forensics team, they've been going in and out of the house here on Hartsfield Way for about the past hour or so. But what we do know from police is that this is considered a suspicious death, and they did tell us that foul play is suspected. So we're going to take a look at the scene here. So officials still here. The scene has been pretty active since we arrived around 3 o'clock today. As I mentioned, going in and out of the house, appearing to be collecting some evidence. And I've been speaking to some neighbors here today as well, and they tell me they were honestly shocked to see so many police cars. People said that they didn't hear any arguing, really no sign of trouble at all. Just several people mentioning to me that this is overall a quiet neighborhood. Now, one woman I spoke to, the way she described it was unnerving. She said to come home and see so many police officers kind of put people in a weird position as they're here coming back home. A lot of people have even been coming up to us asking what has been going on because they are so surprised by the law enforcement presence. But we do know that one person was detained here on scene. However, we don't have any context as to why. We did ask police, though, if they could give us any context in terms of the nature of the death investigation, or if this situation was domestic at all, but we have not received a response on that at this point. But of course, as we continue to learn more information, still a developing story, still a very active scene here, and we're going to keep digging for answers to bring you as much as possible when we get that information.
Tallahassee police have charged a woman with murder for yesterday's suspicious death. Earleen Tucker made her first court appearance this morning. Police say she killed an elderly woman at her home on Hartsfield Way. TPD says someone called 911 and told them that Tucker was in the parking lot dancing naked and trying to get into their car. Officers went into her home and found the elderly woman dead inside. Neighbors say they were shocked to see so many police near their home.
Nerve-wracking, kind of like I've never been that close to something like that before, kind of like in disbelief. But also I know that, you know, this is a quiet neighborhood and nothing like that's happened before, so, you know, you never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Police have not said how the elderly woman died. They say they're waiting for full autopsy results.
No further details have emerged regarding this heartbreaking story. Considering Earleen's mental health history, her utterances, and the heinous nature of the crime, it's probable she will be deemed unfit to stand trial and relocated to a mental health institution tailored to her needs. This tale is steeped in sorrow and tragedy. While individuals with mental illness may grapple with delusional thoughts, it's crucial to acknowledge that not all their assertions are fabrications. A perusal over Earleen's social media page revealed she created a child with a non-monoracial person and shared stories about internalized racism. As we draw the curtains on this saga, we must not overlook Earleen's encounters with internalized racism and its potential impact on her mental well-being. May Earleen be held accountable and receive the necessary support, and may her mother, Lucille Tucker, find eternal peace.